Good morning, dear all. So today we start with the next part of salaries, and rather the last one, that is which are the deductions from gross salary income. So the deductions we will be doing today. So there are three deductions under section 16(1), subsection 1 and 2 and then 3. So section 16, so these are the sections. So it means there are three basic deductions under section 16 which are to be allowed to the employee out of the gross salary income. So let us revise first of all कि gross salary income compute कैसे होनी है. Gross salary income compute होनी है हम लोगों ने, what we have already done is that number one, the basic salary or the wages, the rate at which the employee is appointed. Then after that the dearness allowance, yeah, dearness pay, that will be taken. Then we will be taking the taxable allowances. I am writing it over here because after allowance you'll remember that all allowances, the taxable one, have to be taken. So taxable allowances have to be taken. Then taxable portion of allowances. You remember we had done that total HRA received, out of that HRA exempted minus करके taxable portion निकालते थे, so that will be taxable. Then we have bonus, the bonus which is received by the employee. If any notification comes that the bonus is due, वो नहीं लेना, bonus received will be taken. Then is the commission. Commission, it may be on profits, it can be on turnover, so any sort of a commission, that commission has also to be taken. Then any fee received for a special task assigned to an employee, वो भी लेनी है. उसके बाद we had done provident funds. Now in provident funds, if you have seen the last video tutorial, so in provident fund SPF, employer contribution, was exempted only in one case where it was taxable. So employer contribution was taxable only in case of recognized provident fund. So employer contribution to recognized provident fund, how we will be calculating the taxable part? The amount which is contributed by the employer minus 12% of salary, where salary means what? Basic pay plus dearness pay plus commission based on the turnover. So I'm writing it over here, the T, so that you remember commission based on a fixed percentage of the turnover. Only that commission is to be taken. Then interest on accumulated balance of recognized provident fund, that is taxable, but how much? The interest which is credited, out of that we will deduct 9.5% of accumulated balance. This will be deducted and the balance will be taxable. Then we had done perquisites, the taxable perquisites. Let me make the screen clear. Yes, taxable perquisites. Perquisites में सारे के सारे आ गए, like rent free accommodation, concessional rented, motor car in case of specified employee, then the facility for holiday enjoyment. Then we had done interest free loan. I am taking all categories which we have done earlier. So interest on loan which is given by the employer. So all the taxable perquisites, the value which we calculated in the last all video tutorials we are given, all that will be taken. Then of course the retirement benefits also, but because अभी तक वो करवाए नहीं है, तो I'm not writing it over here, the retrenchment compensation or the gratuity part or the part which has been received on account of encashment of earned leave after retirement. But yes, if encashment of earned leave is done during service, वो आएगा यहाँ पर, that is going to be taxable. So just see, we have written so many things. This all beta will together form what? That will form the gross salary. Out of that gross salary, now I am saying that there are going to be three sort of deductions which are available to the employee. First is the standard deduction. ये मिलनी ही मिलनी है, standard deduction. Then is the deduction on entertainment allowance. But remember, this is going to be given only to the government employees, not to anybody else. And third one is professional tax or employment tax. So these three deductions, now I'm going to go to these three deductions in detail. First is 16 subsection 1, that is the standard deduction. Now standard deduction is rupees 40,000. When I say it is rupees 40,000, so I should write up to rupees 40,000 for the assessment year. I'm doing for the assessment year 1920. For the assessment year 1920, this standard deduction is rupees 40,000, up to 40,000. ये मिलनी ही मिलनी है, so this has to be given. We will see, for example, the gross salary, let's say, which we calculated was 1 lakh. Out of that, we have to now give deduction under section 16(1), that is the standard deduction. So it is 40,000 or 1 lakh, whichever is less. So it is 40,000. Matlab up to 40,000 means minimum this amount will be given as deduction and the rest will be taxable salary. अगर कोई और deduction नहीं मिलनी. But अगर और deduction मिलनी है, then how we have to go ahead? Now why this deduction, standard deduction? Salaried employees are supposed to do many sort of expenditure that is for their employment, but कोई उस तरह की deductions उनको नहीं मिलती जैसे कि एक businessman को मिलती हैं when he is carrying on his business. So employees are pacified by given one aggregate deduction, that is which one? That is the standard deduction. Then is section 16 subsection 2, the deduction for entertainment allowance. Entertainment allowance, when the customer comes to the organization and the employee incurs a certain expenditure to make him at ease, that sort of an entertainment. It is not कि entertainment कि उसको picture की tickets दे दी and this and that, not like that, या कहीं खाना खिलवाने ले गए, something not like that. They're just that to make him at ease when he enters a business organization and an office. So certain allowances, if certain kind of this thing is given by the employer to the employee, so now taxable, firstly, step 1, we have to add the entertainment allowance in taxable allowances. Means we will be showing them over here. When I say the taxable allowances, just see, तो यहाँ पे जो entertainment allowance मिला होगा वो पूरा का पूरा amount we will be showing. But then step 2, deduction allowed only to government employees. Only and only to government employees the deduction is allowed. And how much is that allowed? Let us see. So it is, deduction allowed is, number one, we will be calculating 1/5 of basic salary. Which is the basic salary now? Basic salary, the first point, 1/5 of this basic salary. So if not 1/5, you can remember in percentage, 20% of BP, basic pay, 20% of basic pay we have to calculate. Then next is rupees 5,000. This is the statutory limit. And then the third is actual amount received. So the deduction is going to be, of course, which figure? Deduction will be allowed whichever is less. So whichever is less after calculating these three, that is the 20% of basic pay, 5,000 and actual amount received, whichever is less, that will be allowed as deduction under section 16 subsection 2. But only and only to the government employees, not to the non-government employees. Let us take an example. Suppose Mr. X is a government employee. He is getting basic pay rupees, let's say 60,000 per month. He is getting dearness allowance also rupees 4,000 per month. He is getting car allowance also. Now car facility is something at, but it is car allowance. We haven't read anywhere. I didn't discuss. तो इस तरह के जो अलग से allowances आए, they are going to be fully taxable. So car allowance rupees 500 per month. Then he is also having rent-free house or accommodation of the value rupees 1,000 per month. It is like that. This value, because this person is a government employee, so the value of rent-free accommodation 1,000 per month is supposed to be the one government might have fixed for him. So 1,000 per month. And side by side, he is also being given the entertainment allowance. So this entertainment allowance is rupees 400 per month. And it is written he didn't spend. Let's say question says, specifies that employee X did not spend any amount out of the entertainment allowance received. उसने कोई खर्चा नहीं किया. Now if this sort of a question is there, how we are going to solve? First of all, let us make that performer. So this is computation of taxable salary of Mr. X for the assessment year 2019-20. It is not a bit tidy. I'll try to make it a tidier one the next time. Space is less and I want to cover the numerical and the whole thing together on this very page, so that's why. So we have this thing. So now the basic pay as it is given is 6,000 per month. So I will be writing over, let's say right over here, first of all, particulars. This is the details column and this is the amount column. Particulars, the first thing which is going to come up is the, let's say, the basic salary. So basic salary was rupees 60,000 per month. So 60,000 into 12, it comes out to be 7,20,000. Then DA was given, dearness allowance. Dearness allowance was rupees 4,000 per month. So 4,000 into 12 we will be doing. So this comes out to be 40 8,000. Then we have the car allowance, because this thing, the car allowance, the word earlier, we have not done any exemption regarding this. This is not a car facility. ये cash में दिया है, तो it is fully taxable. The car allowance was 500 per month, so now it is 500 into 12, so it is 6,000. Then the employer had entertainment allowance also. So entertainment allowance, employer had given him this. Entertainment allowance is rupees 400 per month. So 400 into 12, 4,800. This is also to be written. Now the value of rent free accommodation. Government had fixed 1,000. So 1,000 into 12, 12,000. Very, very simple. If you have followed all the previous video tutorials properly, then this numerical or this computation will not pose any problem for you. It would be very easy and you can do it direct away. Now till here we have taken everything. Now what we have to do, every item taken, we will do the total, we will calculate the gross salary. So let me do it. The gross salary part, we add 7,20,000, then all these figures, 48,000, then 6,000. You can also do side by side. So we get figure, and out of this now I have to give deduction. So deductions under section 16, which is the first one, 16(1), जो मिलनी ही मिलनी है. That is which one? The standard deduction. And this is up to 40, क्योंकि इसके साथ compare किया तो 40,000 is very less, तो 40,000 दे देंगे. Now which is the next one? Next is 16 subsection 2, that is the entertainment allowance. And why it has to be given? Because this person is a government employee. तो entertainment allowance के लिए हम calculate करेंगे in the working note 1. So let us go to the working note 1. So side by side we will be looking at this, that what was the rule for the deduction. So deduction, let's say this is working note 1, deduction under section 16(2) for the entertainment allowance. So the first part said 20% of basic pay. Next part said rupees 5,000. It is not per month, it is 5,000 in all. And the third one said amount received, amount of entertainment allowance received. So 20% of basic. What is the basic in question? Basic, the first one, 7,20,000. So I take 20% of rupees 7,20,000. So it comes out to be rupees 1,44,000. Then the next is rupees 5,000, and how much is the amount received? Rupees 4,800. Just see, entertainment allowance was 400 into 12, so 4,800. Now tell me, which is the least figure? This or this? So 4,800 is the least. So we will be writing simply deduction under section 16 subsection 2 is rupees 4,800. So from here this figure is going to be taken to the table, this table. So over here we will be writing 4,800. Now both these added, taken outside, so 44,800 we deduct from this. So minus 4, what we get is 7,46,000. Now what is this? This is the taxable salary. I don't have space, let me write it like this, taxable salary. So in this very short numerical, I think the things are very clear to you how entertainment allowance is to be catered. Firstly, it has to be taken over here in the taxable part, and then only deduction is to be given, but to the government employee only. If Mr. X was non-government, so we would not have given this deduction. we would have only given one deduction, that is 40,000 of the standard one. So now we come on to the third part, that is deduction under section 16(3). Now what is this deduction for? This deduction is for the professional tax. Name sounds professional tax, but it is not charged to the professions only. It is charged to all employees. It is charged to the professionals also. And it is levied by the state government. So state government has this power, and this is Article 276. They collect it and then transfer to the municipal organization, municipal authorities, for they disburse it to them for the further tasks. So professional tax, this Article 276 says that the maximum amount which could be collected is rupees 2500. And our Punjab government has also done it like this. So they are charging rupees 200 per month, and this amount is deducted from our salaries only. So 200 per month means 2400. So the maximum limit is 2500, which is allowed by the central government. Another article is 276 article of the constitution. Okay, so now professional tax. Let us go into detail. Professional tax, suppose, this is very important कि क्या करना क्या है. Number 1, the deduction is of professional tax paid. Remember, it is the amount which has been paid. Now employer can also make the payment, and employee can make. Employer can make the payment of professional tax on behalf of the employee. You remember we had done this perquisite. Whenever a payment is done on behalf of the employee, any payment done, बच्चे employee के school fee employer दे रहा है, life insurance employee की premium employer दे रहा है. So what was that? That was perquisite under section 17(2)(4). That is obligation of the employee met by the employer. So इस केस में क्या करना है? सबसे पहले it will be taken in the taxable perks. पहले इसको taxable perquisites में ले लेना इस फिगर को, और बाद में step 1 taxable perquisites में ले लो, step 2 deduction under section 16(3) में डिडक्ट कर दो. क्यों? बिकॉज दिस सेक्शन डजंट से कि हु हैज़ टू मेक द पेमेंट. इट ओनली सेज द पेमेंट विच इज़ मेड, उसकी डिडक्शन मिलेगी. मे बी एम्प्लॉई सीधे कर दे या एम्प्लॉई के बिहाफ पर कोई कर दे. सो इफ़ the payment is made by the employer on behalf of employee, then we have to follow 2 steps. First is that we have to take under the taxable perks. Taxable perks, let me show you the chart. This where we had done all these taxable things, no? So while computing that gross salary, so here we have written taxable perks. तो taxable perks gross salary निकालने के टाइम पे हमें यहाँ पर इस फिगर को भी ऐड करना है. Which one? The professional tax paid by the employer on behalf of employee. So over here what it says, अगर employee has paid himself तो क्या होगा? Only one step. There is only one step. What? Give deduction under section 16 subsection 3. तो ये आपको बता दिया. जितनी फॉर एग्जांपल अभी वो जो प्रीवियस क्वेश्चन ही हमने अभी करके हटे हैं, मिस्टर एक्स वाला. If over here only I say that Mr. X, he also gave that professional tax of rupees 100 per month. Suppose, assume कर लें, professional tax of 100 was per month was also paid by him. So now in that case 100 into 12 comes out to be 1200. तो यहाँ पर एक डिडक्शन और दे देनी थी सेक्शन 16 सबसेक्शन 3 की 1200 की. I hope the things are clear. So that's all for the today. We have done the deductions. In the next part we'll be starting with important numerical, and the rest is your practice, how you practice and learn all the things. So take care. Thank you. Have a nice day.